GM Crypto News House here. It is March 2nd, and before I get into this video, please read the description below on the take of the chilling of the tokens. So let's talk about the price action of the majors here. So Bitcoin, yesterday we were at around 86, and now we are at 95, 94, and you guys are probably thinking, what the fuck just happened here? And I'm going to talk about it a bit more, but basically Trump, he essentially fully released an executive order on digital assets, or it was Solana that actually shot up from the lows first. So this is absolutely insane to see on Solana. I think in the short term that we are seeing a little bit of a short-term resistance, and the EMAs do support this, where the 200-day EMA, this seems to be some sort of resistance, and I'm expecting in the coming days, I mean, will this completely blast through resistance and go to 100K? It's possible if Donald Trump releases some more bullish news, but what's more likely, and if he doesn't say anything, is that Bitcoin's price action is most likely going to chop from 94, perhaps even retest 89K in the coming days before sending it higher. And I was saying earlier that, okay, it's possible that we would have to retest as low as 78K, because if you look at the weekly EMA, 76K has yet to be retested, or I mean, technically somehow tested here, but for it to go even lower and tap low 80s, high 70s again at this point is very, very unlikely, since we have shot up this much in a day. So most likely we're going to chop around in 90 and 89K range, and then we could see up only from here. So this is actually super bullish what he said here, the news. And a lot of tokens are up on a day. Solana is up the most out of all of them because he announced this one first. And also, the unlocks have passed from yesterday, so there's not really much reason to be super bearish on Solana anymore, and that there's not really that much fear in a lot of these tokens. So what does this mean? So the strategic reserve things, Donald Trump, he was promising this before he even became president. So we all know that he was going to do this, and it should have been priced into the markets already. But the fact is that everything is so oversold and absolutely destroyed from a shit ton of capitulation and liquidations, that even that small news that we even knew already was enough of a catalyst for us to shoot way back hard, because sentiment was already down in the pits. And I think a lot of people are already super euphoric, so we need to see a small pullback in the coming days before we can continue to up only rally. But this is very, very good for Bitcoin. And also, this is supported by news like the TGA spend down, which seems to be decreasing, and liquidity is increasing. So very, very good things coming. And Ethereum, a lot of things are finally recovering. So yeah, I wouldn't be in a super hurry to buy or anything like this right now, because you still have some time for it to consolidate a bit before another leg. So if anything, you're up on anything I hear, then it's honestly a good time to de-risk a bit and take profits on stuff if you want. And yeah, that's personally what I would do if you're up a lot on anything here. Liquidation heat map wise, it has been absolutely blasted through the higher levels here, and most likely it's probably going to just, I can't really say based off liquidation heat map where it's going to go in the short term, but I'm still biased for a small short correction on Bitcoin here. And it's not going to be a super low correction back to the lows, because it's already gone up so much here. But let's look at the price action of some older altcoins. So AI tokens, some of them are bouncing harder, some of them are bouncing weaker, and you want to look at the ones that are bouncing the hardest. So I would say in AI, for example, the hardest bouncers are Butthole Coin and Fart Coin, honestly. Some of the infra tokens like ASIC is pretty strong, honestly, compared to ARK. ARK is actually not really bouncing as hard as other ones, but I still think this one's going to be fine. But a lot of the tokens, some of them are bouncing way harder. You want to see the ones that are bouncing the hardest. So Butthole, for example, beta to Fart Coin, bouncing extremely decently. But if you also zoom out, it's pretty much down only from the bottom, so it has to have some sort of recovery pump, and this helped it. So that could be a helper of it. And it's not really a matter of if the narrative for Farcoin is completely returned yet, but perhaps because it's been down only for so long, that a recovery pump and this 24-hour percentile change is a result of that. So Solana AI, a little bit of a decent bounce. If we look at base AI, some things are bouncing a lot, like Acolyte here, absolutely insane. I'm not really sure why it's bouncing this hard. I have to do some reading on that, but very, very interesting to see this. But a lot of base AI is actually not bouncing as hard, pretty weak in comparison, which is a little weird. Ethereum, especially since it's gone up that much, and some tokens are being outperformed by Ethereum, which is kind of weird to see. But we see an outperformer like Acolyte here, something to definitely consider. And if we look at the base meme coins are actually bouncing harder than AI, and I'm thinking that this is because lately that there's been more focus on memes, especially Joe Rogan and Elon. That memes have actually a better narrative than AI in the media sector. But I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump starts yapping about crypto AI in the coming days or so, which is going to be the catalyst for AI again. So this doesn't mean I'm super bearish on AI and the memes are the new narrative. No, it's just based off a recency bias, which is why people are more likely buying memes more than AI here. But it's interesting to see that regardless, that memes are actually bouncing harder than AI. And if we look at the best Solana memes, I would say a lot of these very green. Solana memes are actually bouncing the hardest out of all of them, and even the lower cap ones, I would say. But this is most likely a result of Solana as an alt actually bouncing, because Solana as an alt's up 20-30% on the day. And a lot of these other alts in the Solana meme coins are bouncing that much respectively. But if the meme coins here were to essentially leverage Solana, if that's the case, then they should be bouncing more. So this doesn't mean that we are going to have the immediate up only rally from now in the memes. I still think that they need to bottom like a couple more days or so. I mean, probably there will continue some more up only rallies in the coming days, but the fact of the matter is that we can't expect like 100% per day just yet, and it's going to be something that requires a little bit more momentum compared to Solana here. But I do think that as Bitcoin continues to chop around this range, then more liquidity will flow into the altcoins, I would say, because people are going to seek higher beta, right? And as a result of that, I want to say that the reason is because Donald Trump, when he released the reserve, he was talking about alts, the majors here, specifically like Solana, Cardano, and Ethereum, and Bitcoin, and XRP. He was talking about those specifically, which is why those are going most up, right? So it's going to be the ones that have the highest market cap, which are going to get the biggest pumps. And as a result of it, those meme coins pump as a result because their pairing is Solana and those other alts, right? But for them to get a narrative and to actually outperform alts once again, because the alts are actually being outperformed by the main pairings like Solana, right? So we need to see some more time. We need to see some sort of a choppy action, and a super up action like this instead of a slow bleed is super bullish for these tokens, by the way, for memes. So I'm expecting, due to this chop, we're going to see more liquidity flow into memes and AI here. And it seems that Solana memes seems to be the highest bouncers, honestly. And some of them a bit more on and off. And that's pretty much what I would say. So AI and memes, they seem to be both very good, but I personally have a bias towards AI. I have some reason to believe that perhaps Trump is going to talk about crypto AI most likely. And as all of that, we could see some more on that personally. What's also useful during these times for what supports my own hypotheses is that you want to look at holder scan metrics and see the ones that have increasing holders throughout the days. So meme coins, for example, like some of the top ones like Michi or Glorp or Shottercat and Selfie or okay, some of these are outperformers, right? But a lot of these meme coins have been decreasing holders, which is weird to see while the price has been up. So a lot of the older memes here are bouncing this much, and you look at the 24-hour, but if you zoom out, they've been down only for so long that nobody's really that interested in them just yet. But this could be the beginning of the up only rally for them. We'll see what's going to happen, but it's going to take some time. It's not going to take like one day and then boom, it's back to all-time high. No, it's going to take some time, and honestly, this is the time to look at the ones that bounce the hardest because that's most likely where the market's most interested, meme coin wise. And yeah, I still think that AI might bounce even sooner, but the argument isn't being supported yet because AI tokens actually aren't bouncing as hard as meme coins here. But we'll see what's going to happen. I still like AI more because of holder scan and also because I think it's a better narrative. But honestly, it could also just be time for the memes to come back too. So it depends on what you like more personally. I think both of them are bouncing hardest, but meme coins are undoubtedly the stronger bouncers. But it really depends on your own metrics, your own taste on where you think the narratives are going to go. But I just like AI more. That's just the case is, but I might change my opinion as the days go on because we need more sample sizes besides just one here where we just see one day of meme outperformance. Okay, well, AI has been outperforming memes for the last few weeks or so. They've been down only while AI has been consolidating and anything. So I don't know which one really is the main bouncer here. So let's take this one. President Trump executive order on digital assets directed a presidential working group to move forward on a crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, Solana, ADA. Yeah, so Donald Trump, he is giving an executive order finally on the crypto reserve. He was going to deliver on this, and now he's actually delivering on it. And now the market's so going like, we are so back. Oh my God. Well, we'll see about that. I'm still biased for some sort of chop before the up only rally, but this is very, very good to see. So let's look at this update. The whale who took a 50x long position to create a 200 million position is now up over $5 million. This coincidentally aligns at the time of Trump confirming the United States crypto reserve. Yeah, so I made the video yesterday talking about this guy, and he was essentially longing about $200 million into Ethereum and Bitcoin. And I titled the video, "Does the whale know something?" Because everyone was thinking, okay, does he know something? And obviously, maybe he's an insider trader, maybe he's a degenerate gambler, but he turned out to be super fucking right, because the day after the crypto reserve came out and everything stands about 20%. So he could be an insider trader. I'm not really sure what it's about, but very, very insane to see. So if you want to copy trade him, maybe he's like somebody that knows behind the scenes about it. So very interesting. Some crime going on, but it is the game. So let's look at this. Imagine what happens if he announces no capital gains tax on crypto, LMAO. Yes, Donald Trump, he was yapping about in the past about releasing a no capital gains tax on crypto, which is super bullish, by the way. It's extremely bullish for risk on assets. And if that happens, you know what's going to happen to them. But the fact that he's actually delivering on his promises makes the fact that that could actually be a reality in the coming weeks and months or so, where he actually releases no capital gains tax on crypto. So that's something to honestly consider, because Donald Trump, he's actually delivering on the policies he was trying to say in the elections. And this is kind of strange because the market's not really used to it, especially with the Biden administration and past administrations. They were delivering or promising all of these things, didn't really deliver on them. But now Donald Trump is out here saying, I'm going to do this and that, and he's actually trying to do them. So maybe he'll actually do it. If he actually does it, I don't know how he's going to do it, but that would be insane. So let's look at this. I am noticing a pattern emerging. Trump admin, we are going to do this. People, there's no way to do this. Trump admin does it. People, what? So yeah, people are not expecting Donald Trump to actually deliver on his promises here. And that was what I was saying as the main argument, where the market's not pricing in Donald Trump's promises on his crypto policies. And over time, I do think that when he actually delivers on them, then it's going to become more and more priced in. So this huge bounce today, for example, it's not like we're going to see Donald Trump, if he says that, oh, now I'm going to release capital gains tax, none of them, like the next day, then boom, it's going to do another like 20% on the day on everything. No, it's probably going to be a bit more of a shallower upside, but regardless, this is very good to see. So let's look at this. Just in, Ukrainian President Zelensky says he is ready to sign a minerals deal with U.S. President Trump. This comes days after Zelensky was kicked out of the White House, where he was expected to sign a minerals agreement. Yeah, so they were talking in a meeting, Zelensky and Donald Trump, about the Ukraine war and what are they going to do about it. Donald Trump was like, yo, I want to end this war. Zelensky was like, okay, screw you. And Zelensky, honestly, he came in with like a tracksuit or some shit, like an Adidas tracksuit, like he was a Gopnik from Russia. But he was essentially coming in kind of informal and being pretty impolite about it. And he was like, yeah, screw this, and you gave me all this money, but I don't even care. Like, he was honestly, like, from my perspective, I was watching some clips about it, and I was like, okay, what the fuck is he doing? But Zelensky, he was given the offer that, okay, well, we're going to cause some peace within this war if Donald Trump says that, okay, I want you to give me a part of your minerals because we've given you so much money to assist you in the war. And he was thinking about it, but now it seems like he's signing it. Maybe he's being forced to. I'm not really sure. But something like this, where war is going to be out of the argument here, that's going to be really, really good for Bitcoin, because there's going to be less uncertainty in the markets. Like, obviously, if the threat still exists with Ukraine and Russia, then World War III is always looming above. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't, but something like this decreases the probability of it, which is very, very bullish for risk on assets, because we all know what happens when Black Swan events like World War III happens, where it's going to nuke the price down. So very, very good. But let's look at the last one. Agents are in the infrastructure phase of crypto adoption compared to past cycles. 27 ICO boom, most projects died, but Don, Polkadot, and Altcoin survived. 2020 DeFi boom, most yield farms died, but tokens of Uniswap, Aave, and Compound survived. 2021 NFT boom, most projects allowed, but OpenSea and Blur still operate. 2024 AI agent boom, most projects will die, but a few will shape the future of AI-powered crypto and economies. Right now, AI is in crypto in infrastructure building phase. Projects today are like the early stage DeFi NFT problems in 2020. This is where real winners get built while 90% of projects die. The next run-ups, the biggest winners, will be AI infrastructure projects that can fuel entire economies of agents. This allows the AI agents within their ecosystem create a sustainable revenue models that drive value to the ecosystem token. Yep. He's cooking about this, where the AI narrative, most of the liquidity will flow into the infra tokens. And what I keep saying infra-wise, AS6Z, Audic, Virtuals, and I guess Tau, because that seems to be a narrative that's looming by. But especially with all of these things where he's giving his take on the AI agents. AI narrative is here to stay. And if you want to bid a lot of your liquidity in this, you want to be in the AI infra projects that sell the shovels to the gold miners. And the gold miners are the AI agents themselves, right? So they could have some super nice times, but they're the highest beta and most likely won't be long lasting. But that's pretty much all I want to say in this video. And currently what I say as a summary is that we might see a little bit of a low volatility shop, especially on a Sunday with all this high volatility in the coming days. So you don't have to be in a rush to long or everything, just buy shit. No, you still have time to do it. You want to see a bit more choppiness, but obviously that could also be really good for the alts, like especially on-chain alts, because they haven't really been outperforming the alts when they should be in thesis, right? Because people who are in meme coins, AI coins, they're in them because they expect to outperform the majors. But majors have been actually doing the same performance as them, which is a bad thing for memes, at least. It means that the market's interested in them just yet because they don't have the narrative. But if it chops a bit the prices, then we could see more of that liquidity perhaps flow into the altcoins. But that is just my thesis on it. So good times coming, especially in the coming week. And that's pretty much all I'm saying in this video. And I'll see you guys.